Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Another update here. NASDAQ, S&P up about 0.5%. And the same thing with the Dow. But the big win here was the IWMs, the Russell, 1.58% winner. That was the winner of the day. More on the upside here. Beautiful patterns. Got big buy reversals on the 60-minute time frame and the pullbacks. The two great pullbacks on the 15 were great longs. Major sell divergences at the 12-20 time period, making new highs. The MACDs didn't confirm. Got some really nice pullbacks. And then I said between 12 and 3, when everybody was saying we weren't going to get a pullback, I said between the hours of 12 and 3, we're going to get a really big pullback on the 15-minute time frame. S&P futures went from 59.91 all the way down to 59.69, and then rallied right back up to 84.85. And then that was the pattern right there. But really great patterns today. Palantir, you could have just thrown a dart at 2 o'clock when the 15-minute time frame set up. Palantir ran 3. NVIDIA ran 2. Avago ran more than 3. And that pullback was actually off the 30-minute. Coinbase, great longs on Coinbase on the 15. Same thing with MSTR, which reversed to buy on the 60-minute time frame. Same thing with Coinbase. When a Coinbase and MSTR reversed to buy on the 60s, you buy the first pullback on the 5, the second pullback on the 15, the third pullback on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. Meta didn't act that great today. Apple had a couple good pullbacks on the 15-minute time frame. Microsoft pulled in nicely on the 30 and on the 60-minute time frame below the 161.5, rallied about $2.50. Right now, the markets, like I said, we were up and away. They just kept on drifting higher. And people are like, oh, this is never going to pull in. I said, listen, I've been doing this too long. They're going to pull in. We had 96 overbought readings on the 60 and the 30-minute time frames on the underlying ETFs. And I said, between 12 and 3, you're going to get your pullback on the 15. And boy, did it ever. It got kabooshed from 91 down to 69 on the S&Ps, and then right back up. Gold down 20 today. The 30 and 60-minute time frames reversed. Some really great shorts on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame on gold futures. Gold's still on the big uptrend here, so again, I think just a little pause. IBITs reversed to buy on the 60 and the 30-minute time frame. Great long on a pullback on the 15 and then the 15 and the 30. How about the stock of the day? HIMS, HIMS. I was telling everybody I would be looking to short this above 65, 66, 67. The stock on the day closed it below 55. Whoever bought 67 on HIMS, he jumped. All right, monster pattern there. Tesla, great patterns in Tesla. Got hurt on one stop. Other than that, really great patterns in Tesla. Missed a beautiful bear flag at the end of the day, right around the 3 o'clock. I was watching CRWV. This stock's an animal. We're going to be looking at this stock every single day now. But I took Tesla down. Tesla reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame, which meant that the highs were in for the day. And then there was a beautiful bear flag on Tesla on the 15 into the negative MACDs. And Tesla dropped from 350 down to below 345. What else? Microsoft up $1. Amazon flat on the day. The stock of the day also is Avago here. They report earnings tomorrow after the bell. CRWV up 23%. And I'm so mad at myself because looking at the daily now, I didn't look at the daily on CRWV when it was trading below the 105 level. CRWV up 45 points in 2 days. Monster longs there. What else here? NVIDIA up over 2.75%. Beautiful pullback on NVIDIA. NVIDIA was bullish on the on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frames. At 2 o'clock when NVIDIA pulled in, not only did the 15-minute time frame kick in, but also the 30-minute time frame kicked in. Monster day there. And NVIDIA, Avago was great off the 15 and 30. The Russell was strong. So I said to everybody, the stocks of the day that I think are going to be great longs are going to be Avago, NVIDIA, Coinbase, the Russell, the Qs, very, very strong on that 2 o'clock pattern. The Qs got below the 526 level and then ripped the $1.80 like nothing. At the end of the day, the S&P futures pushed up to the 84.85. Nothing but sell divergences. Now remember here, the MACDs are negative now on the 15-minute time frame on the underlying ETF. So there's going to be some sell divergences tomorrow, and we'll get to that. All right, so let me show you some really great patterns. I want to just show you the CRWV off of the daily, first of all. For those of you, look at this beautiful pattern. Okay, MACD positive, ADX rising. Look at this stock get down to the 104, 105 level. Look at the oversold condition. Look at this beautiful buying pressure here, rising ADX. Look at the MACD positive, and then boom, up 45 points in 2 days. Look at the 15-minute time frame. Some really great patterns here. We actually took a couple shorts here above the 150.5 level. I said I'm going to start just getting involved. A couple of my guys in our community here took some shorts, and it dropped here, about $3. Again, making new highs, non-confirmation. But look at this beautiful pullback here on the 15-minute time frame at 1 o'clock below the 139 level. And look what it did. Boom, up. Look at that, up 9. Beautiful pattern off the 15. Again, if you look at CRWV on the 30-minute, you can see that the ADXs were rising. Look at this, MACD positive. ADXs are rising. Look at the huge buying pressure. So when the 15 got oversold, what do you look to do? You look to buy them, right? You look to buy them. Again, the 60-minute time frame, a Picasso. Look at this Picasso right here. Unbelievable. MACD positive. ADX rising. Huge buying pressure. You buy the pullback on the 15. Look at this. Never look back on CRWV. Monster long here. Okay? Monster long. Coinbase, COIN, reverse to buy on the 60-minute time frame. Boom, right here. What do you look to do? Here's the first pullback. Beautiful bull flag on the 5 right here on the 15. Here's one. Here's the big pullback again at the end of the day below 57, actually below 56. Coinbase ran $4 there. Beautiful. And at the end of the day, we called a nice short, okay, on Coinbase. Why did we call the short on Coinbase? Why? Making new highs here on Coinbase. And the MACD's non-confirmed. I said I looked to short this Coinbase 260.30 to 261.80. And look at Coinbase. It got absolutely kabooshed at the end of the day. Making new highs. The 15-minute time frames overbought into the negative MACDs. It's a sell divergence in a positive trend. Monster short there in Coinbase. Monster short. All right. Also, let's see here. MSTR. Really, I'm very surprised in MSTR. The 60 reverse to buy right here. Here was a good long here on the 15-minute time frame, right around the 1 o'clock, 1:15. It rallied here about 3.5, 3.4. Here's another pullback here at 2:15, and that was it. And again, now you have the negative MACDs here, and you can see on the overbought MSTR dropped about 4, but then rallied towards the end of the day here. Netflix and FLX, unbelievable. Look at this pattern in Netflix today. Netflix pushes up here this morning, right here. Look at Netflix here, 6.3. Pushes it. Oh, look at this Netflix. It opens at the 12.19, rallies another 10, but the MACDs did not confirm the high and immediately dropped. Look at this beautiful pullback on the 15. The 60-minute time frame aligned there as well, as did the 30. Okay, actually, the 30-minute time frame was really the killer right here. Look at this 30-minute pullback right here, right into the 10-bar moving average. Beautiful. Netflix under 12.12. Look at this move. Kaboom. Look at that. Look at that. 13 points in Netflix. Now, Netflix is getting a bit long in the tooth here. Okay. You see this Netflix is up 42 points from the 10-bar weighted moving average. Okay, I'm thinking Netflix is going to have some type of a sell-off here with 42 points above. And if you look at the weekly, you're 165 points above the 10-bar moving average. You may want to just take some type of an idea here. I'm just looking at these NFXSs. If you're looking here, you may want to take a long here for a move, maybe to 15 on Netflix, or maybe higher. If you look at the daily on this here, you can see, look at this. It got as high as right here, 1430, but this was the push up here at the 1522. But again, you see the positive MACDs here. I think we get one more push up. You may want to take maybe just an idea for an intermediate term trade. Maybe take a long here for a push up to above 14.5, 15 on the NFXS, looking for a pullback on Netflix. Qs, look at the Qs here. This is a beautiful pattern at the end of the day here. This is the pattern I was telling you about. Right here, you were making new highs. What time was it? 12:20 was it? It was right here. Here, you're making new highs right here at the 220. Was it 220? I think it was 120. Sorry, 120. 120 right here. 125. Yeah, 120. You're making new highs here on the Qs, 528.60. Never look back. You're making new highs. The MACDs, the non-confirm. I'll show you the spiders as well. And then it got kabooshed and then dropped below the 26 handle. I said I'd be looking to buy this on the Qs below the 526.30, and then it rallied a nice rally here of about $1.50. Again, the 15-minute time frames got oversold, and this is the first pullback on the 15 since we reversed. Look at this. Look at this. Since we got the buy reversal on the 60-minute time frame on the Qs yesterday, this is the first pullback on the 15, and then they rallied sharply. Now, the negative MACDs, I knew the market was in trouble with the negative MACDs. That's why they sold off sharply at the end of the day. The Nasdaq dropped more than 50. S&P futures dropped roughly about 8 or 9 at the end of the day. So again, when you have these negative MACDs and the price is pushing up, that's why you have the sell divergence. Tesla, look at this short at the end of the day. Look at this monster bear flag. I took it down. Okay, actually got caught long here, got stopped, bought it again here, right on the buy off the deep oversold condition on the 15. Again, everything set up at 12.15, at 2.15. Palantir, Microsoft, Qs, spiders, diamonds, Russell. Just throw Microsoft, throw a dart, NVIDIA, Avago, just throw a dart. Everything lined up with a deep oversold condition. Tesla rallied, got a lot of it back. Look at that. Boom, ran about 4, 5, 6. And then on the push up into the negative MACD, I took it down to look at something else, but this is a huge bear flag right here. This is a buy disconnect. The 15s reversed to sell. The 30 and 60s are in buy mode. And guess what? Tesla, that was a sell divergence and a buy disconnect. But tomorrow, Tesla's going to be in trouble here because guess what's going to happen with Tesla on the 30-minute time frame? It's going to reverse to sell. That means we'll be looking for shorts because you'll have a sell disconnect when the 30-minute time frame reverses to sell. Monster short. So should be setting up there on Tesla for tomorrow. All right. Let's look at gold GLDs here. If you look at the 30-minute time frame, this was a really great short right here on the 30-minute time frame. It's getting, was it 09 right here? I think it was right here, 09. Yeah, 0904. The 30-minute time frames. This is the first bounce right here on the 15s after the GLDs reversed to sell. This was a great short here. Here's one, and then here's two. Here's another, and then three at the end of the day above 79. On the gold, 33.79, dropped about $3-4. Again, you can see here that the GLDs reversed to sell on the 30-minute time frame. When the 15 reversed to buy, I know it's late in the day, but the odds are that the lows are in for the day on the gold, being on the gold or the GLDs on the lows of the day. So the lows were in once that 15-minute time frame reversed. Look at this HIMS. HMIS. Whoever bought 67, what's the high here? 67 and 67.37. He jumped. Once the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell, I knew that the highs were in. Once the 30 reversed to sell, I said, are you crazy? This thing's finished. The stock dropped 12 off the high. All right. Monster short. And then every bounce on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. Here's the bounce. What a short right here. Above 58.10. Getting overbought into the negative MACDs. The 60-minute time frame reversed to sell at the end of the day on the close. You can see it here. I think HIMS right here. Tomorrow we'd be looking for shorts on HIMS. All right, major short there. Unbelievable shorts. I mean, can you believe it? Look at this beautiful short here at 56.74. You blinked, it dropped about $2.50. Nothing but shorts and HIMS. Again, now that the 60s reversed to sell, what are you looking to do? You're in a negative trend, and now we'll be looking for shorts, all right? Again, another great pattern there. PLTR, reversed to buy here on the 15-minute time frame. It correlated with the 30 and 60. Look at this beautiful pullback right around the 215 level. Again, this is a monster long. First pullback on the 15 after it correlates with the 30 and 60, and then boom, look at that move. Look at that, 31.20, and then we called shorts here. Why did I call shorts there? Because the 30-minute time frame did not confirm the high right here. Look at the short. If I draw my horizontal line right here, you can see why I called the shorts. The price was making a new high in Palantir above the 135 level, and look, it got cabooshed more than $2. New highs, non-confirmation, especially when the MACDs are above the pivot on the 15 and the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. So we got a nice little short trade there. Again, non-confirmation, sell divergence in a positive trend. Here was the first pullback on the 15 after the 15 correlated with the 30 and the 60. And then what do you look to do? Guess what? You look to buy them, and then on any new highs, because the 30-minute MACDs are non-confirmed, you look to short them. Beautiful, beautiful pattern there. IBIT, reverse to buy on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. MACDs the size of the Atlantic Ocean. Pullback here, didn't do much, but here's the second pullback right here. When the 15 reversed to sell, you're in a buy disconnect. But guess what it did? It set up the long on the 30, and you can see here IBIT rallied. I mean, 50 cents off that pattern, but still, it was a good pattern to go for longs. I mean, it doesn't really move. Bitcoin was only up about 1,000 points at the time. Actually, Bitcoin was up about 1,600, and then pulled in here at the end of the day. So again, one of the things I'll show you about Bitcoin, again, this is a set strategy here. So I want you to pay attention. When the MACDs are above the pivot on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame, and the algorithm reverses to buy, and you have an overbought condition, you take the short. When the algorithm reverses to buy, when the MACDs are above the pivot on the 15, 30, and 60, and you get a significant overbought reading like you have right there, you let them have them. Look at Bitcoin, dropped about 600 off that high right here. Bitcoin, look at that. Look at that. 106,521 is now down almost 600 points on Bitcoin. All right. Great patterns there. NVIDIA gave me fits all day. Got caught short earlier in the morning here, but stay with it. And then this was the one pullback here. But then I said, wait, be patient. Here's the 15-minute time frame. Like I said, throw a dart at 215. Everything's set up here. Beautiful pattern. And on NVIDIA, got down. Look at this. Dropped about $2 off the. Actually, was it dropped about about $1.80 off the highs here. $1.74 off the highs. Rallied nicely again. This was where I said you could throw a dart. That was the first deep oversold condition on the 15s since everything correlated yesterday. All right. And then again here you can see the 30-minute time frame got oversold into the positive MACD. A little bit buying pressure, but this was an absolute Picasso here. Avago, AVGO was a great stock here. Called a lot of great short patterns in Avago today, right here. Avago at this point here, about 57.88. I said, hell with it. It was like almost $7-8 above the 10-bar moving average off the 15. And now Avago is going to report earnings. Here was the first pullback on the 15. Here's the second pullback on the 15. The second pullback on the 15-minute time frame. Look what time it was, 2:15, like everything else. But it also set up the long on the 30. I told my guys I'd be looking to buy this, and look what Avago did. 52.5 and rallied roughly 4. Now we were out above 55, 54.5, 55, I believe. All right, but great patterns there on Avago. All right. When I come back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Again, a lot of great patterns, say kind of slow, but a lot of excitement, especially in the S&P futures. I probably would say from 10 o'clock till about 1 o'clock, all right, there was nothing but scalp shorts because they weren't pulling in. They weren't pulling in. Before I switch over for tomorrow, let me just show you the S&P futures on the 5-minute time frame when it made the new high here at 120, trading above 91 here. And I'll go back to this right here. You can see the S&P futures right here. Is it 120? That's 140. Was it right here? 120. Here, 99. This is right here, 99. It had to be right here. It had hit 91 and a quarter. Here it is, 125. Making new highs here. Overbought on the 5, overbought on the 15, overbought on the 30, overbought on the 60, 94, 96, 97, overbought readings. Making new highs here. I love when these MACDs are negative and you're making new highs and you're in the mid 90s on all 4 time frames, 5, 15, 30, and hourly. And guess what happens? You got absolutely cabooshed here on the S&Ps. I knew this was a major sell divergence. When I walked back in, they were trading 89 and a half, 89 3/4. I said, if they get back up there, I got to short them again. And not my luck there. And they just continually got absolutely cabooshed. And then here, the pullback down, 68 and a quarter. I thought it was 69 was the low. And then they rallied from 68 and a quarter, and they rallied all the way back up to 85. So roughly 16 and a half points on the S&P. A really great pattern there. All right, when I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Okay, so for tomorrow, what I'm expecting is the 60-minute time frame still have a lot of underlying strength here. And basically, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You see the MACD's positive here like this. I'm expecting the 60-minute time frame to get some type of an oversold condition. And then even if we do get a push up tomorrow, and then we do get a move up, I think there's a good 80%, 70% chance we trade above 6,000. I say let them have them because there's such an overhead resistance between 6,000 and 61.66. Remember, I told you in the next 3 to 4 months, I'm expecting the market to fill that gap at 57.70, 56.75, 53.40, and maybe that 51.80, 51.60 gap below. And I think the lows are in for the year. I do think we're going to make a higher low, and then I do think in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, we push up to 6,500. Now, again, you do have some big underlying strength here on the 60-minute time frame, on the NASDAQ, on the Russell, on the Qs here. All 4 ETFs, Spiders, Diamonds, Qs, Russell, very big underlying buy here. And for me, that means one thing. I think that tomorrow, if we do get some type of a pullback of any sort here, I think it's going to be short-lived. The 30-minute time frames are still very bullish, along with the 60s. So I'm expecting any push up, any push down to get those 30s and the 60s deeply oversold. And I think then we push up sometime after the oversold condition is reached. With that being said, I do believe if we do get any overbought conditions in the 90-95 range, these MACDs on the 15-minute time frames, you can see them right here, are not going to confirm. I think that's going to push up, and that will make it short-lived on any rally here. Okay. All right. When I get back, I want to tell you what a lot of people text me at the end of the day and the thanks they have for sktrading.live, and I just want to share them with you. A lot of people at the end of the day text me, how they're doing and what they're struggling with. And again, I get new people from all around the world each and every day, and I communicate with them, and I want to hear their voices, and I want to listen to them. It's really important. I'm inspired by so many people coming to me from all around the world that want to learn. Again, I have over 41 years of trading experience, but for me, it's about one thing: being able to teach you my methodology, to be able to inspire you to be confident and to be consistent each and every day. At the end of the day, so many people text me, what they're doing and how they're doing, and the consistent factor that somebody texted me today, they made over $4,200 today. And that just thrilled me, because it just gives me the ability to really just think back and how, when I first started this journey, how I really wanted to change people's lives along the way. And I talk to so many new people. Every new member that comes on, I always ask them to give me a call or text me, and I always return their call. And I build a relationship with them, because I want to hear what they need, what they're struggling with, and what they need to learn from me. And that's really important. For me, there's no greater joy at this stage of my life than to be able to change someone's life, whether they're making $50 a day or 100 or whatever, as long as every single day they're in the green, as they say, and they're profitable and they're learning and they're able to see the patterns and understand the divergences and understand how the market works on an intraday or intermediate or long-term pattern. So again, I want to say thank you for each and every one of you at the end of the day who send me, how well you're doing. One person made 1,700 today. Another person made 42. So many people posting on the member Discord how they're doing, and it gives me a lot of great joy. And again, I welcome so many new people from around the world, whether you're trading commodity futures, index futures, stocks, ETF, options, crypto. It doesn't make a difference. Forex, it doesn't make a difference. I have a couple of people here trading the dollar yen and the euro dollar. Great patterns, and understand the terminology, understand the conditions, and understand the divergence patterns. With that being said, thank you for joining me tonight here on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. I come back here at night. I answer as many questions as I can. Please follow me on social media at official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram, TikTok, and on X. Love to see all of you here. Join my community of traders. Please visit my website at sktrading.live. Again, my cell phone number, if you want to reach out to me, my number is 914-500-7484. With that being said, have a great night. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be well, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.